Biomed Nexus, daily updates, your essential biotech, medtech, and pharma recap. No noise, just what matters. TLDR Eli Lilly, LLY, announced agreements to acquire 3 vaccine developers simultaneously on Tuesday for a combined total of up to 83B, Curevo, Guangdong 5B, shingles vaccine, LimmaTech Biologics, 780-meter bacterial vaccines for AMR pathogens, and Vaccine Company, 155B, Epstein-Barr virus nanoparticle vaccine. These are Lilly's 8th, 9th, and 10th deals of 2026. Total announced M&A value this year now exceeds 25 Bs. CSO Daniel Skavronsky said the deals reflect a deliberate strategy to prevent disease at its source rather than treat its consequences, citing evidence linking common infections to downstream neurological disease, cancer, and infertility. ASCO 2026 opens tomorrow, May 29 to June 2 in Chicago. Revolution Medicines presents full Phase 3 Resolute 302 data in the plenary session on Saturday, May 31st. Lilly's Verve Therapeutics investment showed early returns. A base editing approach to permanently lower cholesterol produced positive results in an early clinical study, according to BioSpace. Executive takeaway 10 deals, $25 billion, 5 months. Lilly is not just the most acquisitive pharma company of 2026. It is executing the most concentrated M&A campaign in the history of the industry. The 3 vaccine acquisitions announced Tuesday mark a new strategic front: infectious disease prevention. Curevo's shingles vaccine challenges GSK's Shingrix, a $5 6B franchise with a next-generation synthetic adjuvant designed to reduce the side effects that keep vaccination rates low. LimmaTech targets the antimicrobial resistance crisis with vaccines against Staphylococcus aureus, Neisseria, gonorrhea, and Chlamydia trachomatis. Vaccine Company is developing an EBV nanoparticle vaccine, which is significant because Epstein-Barr virus is now established as the leading cause of multiple sclerosis and is linked to several cancers. Skavronsky's framing was deliberate. Decades of evidence now link common infections to diseases that potentially emerge years later. Lilly is moving upstream from treating chronic disease to preventing it. The deal structure is consistent across all 3. Upfront payments plus clinical and regulatory milestones. No premiums were disclosed because all 3 targets are private. Fierce Biotech described the pace as almost weekly and noted it shows no sign of letting up. Lilly shares rose 0.9% after the announcements. Read full analysis, what to watch. ASCO opens tomorrow, May 29th, Revolution Medicines plenary session. Saturday, May 31st, full phase. 3. Resolute 302 data, including PFS, subgroups, and survival curves. We will provide daily ASCO coverage, Lilly vaccine pipeline development. Curevo's shingles candidate is the most advanced, Phase 2 extension. LimmaTech's S. aureus vaccine is Phase 1. Vaccine Company's EBV candidate is preclinical. Watch for Phase 3 initiation timelines for Curevo as the first near-term catalyst. Shingrix competition. GSK's Shingrix generated nearly $5 6B in 2025 revenue, but has tolerability issues that limit uptake. Curevo's synthetic adjuvant approach could capture share if Phase 3 data confirm the improved tolerability observed in Phase 2. Lilly Investment Community Meeting, December 7th. Lilly will need to present a coherent integration strategy for 10 acquisitions spanning GLP-1 obesity, in vivo CAR-T oncology, gene editing, narcolepsy, and now vaccines. Top story: Lilly acquires 3 vaccine developers for $3. 83B combined LLY. What happened? Eli Lilly announced on May 26th agreements to acquire 3 privately held vaccine companies in simultaneous transactions totaling up to $3. 83B, Curevo, up to $1. 5B, developing amizosfatine, a shingles vaccine using a next-generation synthetic adjuvant. In Phase 2 testing, amezosvatine matched the immunogenicity of the standard shingles shot, GSK's Shingrix, while reducing activity-limiting side effects. Phase 2 extension enrolled 640 additional participants in 2025. Curevo raised $110 million last year to fund the extension, challenges GSK's Shingrix directly. LimmaTech Biologics, up to 700 MT, developing vaccines against bacterial pathogens where rising antimicrobial resistance is closing therapeutic options. Lead program LTB-SA7 is in Phase 1 for Staphylococcus aureus, leading cause of surgical infections. Pipeline also includes vaccines for Neisseria gonorrhoeae and Chlamydia trachomatis. Platform targets bacterial toxins and superantigens to generate broad, durable immune responses. Vaccine company up to $1 at 55B. Developing a 5-antigen Epstein-Barr virus, EBV, vaccine using proprietary vivo nanoparticle technology, currently preclinical, Phase 1 ready. EBV is now established as the leading cause of multiple sclerosis and is linked to several cancers, including nasopharyngeal carcinoma and Hodgkin lymphoma. Received an ARPA-H grant in 2024. Executive Impact, CSO Skavronsky said, "Decades of evidence now link common infections to diseases that potentially emerge years later, including neurological disease, cancer, and infertility. And as antimicrobial resistance erodes our ability to treat bacterial infections, vaccines are increasingly the only path to prevention." The 3 acquisitions give Lilly a diversified infectious disease portfolio spanning viral prevention, shingles EBV, and bacterial prevention, staph, STIs, with technology platforms ranging from synthetic adjuvants to nanoparticles to toxin-targeting immunology. Lilly's 2026 M&A running total, deal value area Orna Therapeutics, DAR2, 4B in vivo CAR-T, autoimmune, Centessa Pharmaceuticals, 7, 8B narcolepsy, Colonia, Therapeutics up to 7B in vivo CAR-T, myeloma, Crossbridge, Bio up to 300M dual payload, ADC Ajax, Therapeutics up to 2, 3B type 2, JAK2, myelofibrosis, Profluent Bio up to $2, 25B AI gene editing, collaboration, Engage Biologics undisclosed, non-viral DNA delivery, Curevo up to $1, 5B shingles, vaccine LimmaTech, Biologics up to 718 bacterial vaccines, AMR, vaccine company up to $1, 55B EBV nanoparticle vaccine total announced value approximately 25.9B across 10 deals in under 5 months. Clinical and research updates. Lilly's Verve base editor shows early promise in cholesterol. LLY Biospace reported that Lilly's investment in Verve Therapeutics is producing returns. A base editing approach to permanently lower cholesterol showed positive results in an early clinical study. Base editing makes precise single-letter changes to DNA without cutting both strands, unlike CRISPR, potentially reducing the risk of unintended genetic changes. If the approach works at scale, a single treatment could permanently lower LDL cholesterol, eliminating the need for daily statins or periodic PCSK9 injections. This complements the new AHA-ACC LDL guidelines we covered 2 weeks ago and Lilly's broader cardiovascular ambitions. The week ahead tomorrow, May 29th, ASCO 2026 opens Chicago. May 29th, FDA RTCT public comment period closes Saturday, May 31. ASCO plenary, Rasolute 302, full data, RVMD. June 2nd, ASCO closes. June 4th, Jefferies Global Healthcare Conference, New York. Read, full analysis, Biomed, Nexus. Pro, Institutional Intelligence Brief, why vaccines, why now? Lilly has not been in the vaccine business for decades. The decision to enter now, with 3 acquisitions simultaneously, reflects a strategic thesis that is emerging across the industry. Prevention is more valuable than treatment. The logic, if EBV causes multiple sclerosis and the evidence is now strong, preventing EBV infection could prevent MS. That could reduce the need for MS drugs, a multi-billion-dollar global market. If S. aureus surgical infections can be prevented by vaccination, that reduces hospital costs antibiotic use, and the AMR crisis. If shingles vaccination rates increase because of a better-tolerated vaccine, that reduces the burden of post-herpetic neuralgia and its associated healthcare costs. Lilly is essentially betting that the most valuable medicines of the next decade will be the ones that prevent diseases before they start, not the ones that treat them after they develop. The GLP-1 franchise, treating obesity, funds the vaccine franchise, preventing infection-driven disease. The obesity business generates the cash. The vaccine business invests it in prevention. This is a long-term thesis. None of these vaccine candidates will generate revenue before 2028 at the earliest. Curevo is closest in Phase 2 extension. But the strategic positioning is clear. Lilly wants to be in the business of keeping people healthy, not just treating them when they are sick. Curevo versus Shingrix. GSK's Shingrix is a multi-billion-dollar franchise but has a well-documented tolerability problem. A significant majority of patients report injection site reactions, and many report systemic reactions, fever, fatigue, headache, that limit activity for 1 to 2 days. These side effects are driven by the ASCO1B adjuvant system. Curevo's amizoxafatine uses a synthetic adjuvant designed to maintain the immune response while reducing the reactogenicity. Phase 2 data showed matched immunogenicity versus Shingrix, with reduced activity limiting reactogenicity. If Phase 3 confirms this profile, Curevo would offer the same protection with fewer side effects, a clear value proposition for patients, physicians, and payers. The shingles market is large, approximately 1 million US cases per year, and underpenetrated, partly because of tolerability concerns with existing vaccines. A better-tolerated vaccine could significantly expand the vaccinated population. Lilly, by the numbers, 2026, 10 deals announced, filed 25s. 9B in total, committed capital 7, therapeutic areas entered or expanded, obesity, oncology, cell therapy, narcolepsy, gene editing, myelofibrosis, infectious disease. 3 technology platforms acquired: in vivo CAR-T, non-viral DNA delivery, AI recombinases. 3 vaccine programs added: shingles, bacterial AMR, EBV, 19.8B in Q1 revenue, 156% YOY, 82B to 85B, full-year guidance. December 7th investment community meeting, catalyst, calendar, ASCO week and beyond date event tickers. Tomorrow, May 29, ASCO 2026 opens, Chicago. Multiple May 29 FDA RTCT public comment period, closes N. Saturday. May 31 ASCO plenary, Rasolute 302, full data RVMD June. 2 ASCO closes multiple June. 4 Jefferies Global Healthcare Conference, New York. Multiple June 2026 Takeda CEO transition, Julie Kim. Taklate, Q2 Lilly Foundayo T2D filing, under CNPV LLY Q3 2026 Revolution. Medicines Daraxonrasib approval projected, Truist, RVMD July 1 Medicare GLP-1 Bridge Program launches, LY NVO Q3 2026 Teva Emalex, close expected Teva July. 31 Section 232 Pharma tariffs effective, large companies. Multiple deck 2026 Minerales Lorundrostat PDU Famloy SH2 2026 Foundeo. T2D regulatory action expected LLYH2 2026 Lilly Colonia. Close expected LLYH2 2026 Ajax proof of concept. Data expected LLYH2 2026 Merck ESAC TMT filing expected MRK 296 Triumph-H2 Rete True Tide T2D readout expected LLY 2027 Rete True Tide launch anticipated BMO LLI Deck 7 Lilly investment community meeting LLY visit the Pro Hub read full article limited ASCO week sponsorship slots available May 29th June 2nd. Reach 65,000 plus professionals during the biggest oncology event of the year. Learn more. Is your company listed in the Biomed Nexus directory? T104 companies across 14 categories. Claim or upgrade your listing. Sponsorship slots for 2026 are limited. See packages and pricing. New Biomed Nexus signals. Weekly sales intelligence for life sciences. BD teams. Learn more.